that I have utilized the elimination method in all these examples, children. So, in the first problem, you can see x minus 1 is 0. So, remember, our aim is to find the value of x. So, I need to get rid of whatever numbers are attached to x. They can be subtracted or added, multiplied or divided. Depending on the operation, we use the opposite operation to get rid of that number. In this case, you all can see minus 1, x minus 1. So 1 is subtracted from x. So to remove this 1, I have to add 1, that is supply its additive inverse, so that their sum becomes 0. But remember the balance, whatever operation you do on the left hand side, same operation to be done on the right hand side in this method, elimination method. Okay, so here what I've done is add 1 on both the sides. Add 1 on both the sides. So here you can see x minus 1 is the given equation. Add 1 on LHS. Add 1 on RHS. So I have not disturbed the equation, children. So you all can see minus 1, as we have discussed earlier, even in integers, minus 1 and plus 1, they get cancelled. So on the left hand side, I have only x now. Okay, so the value of x is 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. So x equals 1. So we have solved this equation. Likewise, you can see I have solved all the problems I know you all have done in your homework books. Please check your answers and check the method if your answers are correct or not. Okay? Next. In the second main, we had few statements and you had to construct equations. Very simple, children. So the first one is, Irfan says that he has 7 marbles, more than 5 times the marbles Parmit has. So Irfan has 37 marbles. So how to frame an equation for this? So let the marbles that Parmit has be M. Okay, but Irfan, according to the statement, Irfan has 7 marbles more than 5 times Parmit's marbles. So 5 times Parmit has M marbles. So 5 times M is 5M. And Irfan has got 7 more. So add 7 marbles to Parmit's marbles. So what is the equation? 5M plus 7 equals 37. This 37 is the number of marbles that Irfan has got. Did you all understand? 5 times Parmit's marbles plus 7, because he has 7 more marbles. That is Irfan's. He has 37 marbles. So you can see that the equation is 5M plus 7 equals 30. Did you all understand, children? Now, here you have not been asked to solve the equation. That is, you need not find the value of M here. All you had to do in this main is just frame equations. Solving equations will come later. We'll discuss about that. The next one is 3y plus 4 equals 49. The question is, Lakshmi's father is 49 years old. He is 49 years old. But he is 4 years older than 3 times Lakshmi's age. So Lakshmi's age, we have taken it as y years. So 3 times Lakshmi's age will be 3y. Add 4 to that. So 3y plus 4 is 49. This 49 is Lakshmi's father's age. Likewise, I have solved all the problems. I've framed all the equations, children. The next one is 2l plus 7 equals 87. The next one is 4b equals 180 degrees. Please check the equations that you have framed. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next method of solving equations. Okay. The methods that you have learnt is elimination method and trial and error method. Remember, children? So in elimination method, all you have to do is keep balancing by eliminating numbers which are attached to the variable, thereby making the variable independent. Our aim is to make the variable independent or find the value of that variable or expression. Okay. Now, next method of solving equations is the method of transposing elements. Now, let us see what transposing means. Okay. Now, changing a number or expression. Here, children, when I say expression, I mean it can be a number or a variable. Okay. So, expression, you are changing the number or expression from left hand side to right hand side. It need not be always from left to right, it can be from right to left also. Whatever it is, when you are changing the number or expression from LHS to RHS or RHS to LHS, that method is called transposing. Okay, that method is called transposing. Transposing also means changing or shifting. Okay, I think the basics of this you have learnt in 6th standard. We will now learn in detail. Okay. Now, in this example, please read this equation. X plus x equals 14. Now, if it is elimination method, that is the method that you have learnt, or trial and error method, both, I think now you are all thorough with both the methods. Now in elimination method, what you do is, now plus 6 is attached to x. So what you will do is, you will add its additive inverse. So since it is plus 6, the opposite of plus 6 is minus 6. So here you will add 1 minus 6, here also you will add minus 6, and that way you will solve the equation. But in transposing or shifting, this method is very simple compared to elimination method. You will see how it is. So what we do is, we shift this plus 6 from LHS to RHS. What do? We shift plus 6 from LHS to the right hand side. Okay, but remember, there are certain rules that you need to follow when you are shifting an expression or a number from one side to the other side. Okay, we'll learn about those rules. Now, to make the variable x independent, why do we make this x independent? Because we are trying to find the value of this, is it not? We are trying to find the value of x. So, we try to get rid of all the numbers that are attached to x. Okay, so to make that x independent, we transpose or shift. What did I tell you? Whether it's transpose or shift, it all means the same. So we shift 6 from LHS to RHS. Now let us see what the rules are. In transposing elements, the number or variable or expression, I told you children, is transposed or shifted. Transposed or shifted to the other side. I am not saying LHS or RHS because it need not be always from left hand side to right hand side. Sometimes, depending on the situation, you may have to shift from right side to left side. Okay, whatever it is, there are certain rules. Let us discuss. When a number or variable changes the side, we change its sign to its opposite sign. So, if the number is added on the left hand side, it gets subtracted on the right hand side. I hope you understood this. When a number is added on the left hand side, it gets subtracted on the right hand side. Similarly, If the number is subtracted on the left hand side, let me show you one example so that you'll follow. So, x plus 3 equals, let us say, 4. So, this 3 is added on the left hand side, but when you shift it, what happens is x equals 4 will not move, children. 4 will remain where it is. But what is shifting? Plus 3 is shifting. So plus 3 is coming from LHS to RHS, is it not? So what happens when it comes from LHS to RHS? This plus 3 becomes minus 3. So x equals 1. You can check 1 plus 3 equals 4. Again I repeat. If the number is added on the left hand side, when it shifts its side to RHS, or it can be RHS to LHS also, that's what I told you before. Now plus 3 is shifting to RHS because it is with x on the left hand side of the equation. It has shifted to the right, but when it shifts to the right, it gets subtracted. Simply plus 3 becomes minus 3. That's all. Okay, the next one, next condition. If the number is subtracted on the left hand side, it gets added on the right hand side. Let's see. So let us say 2 plus m equals 9. Now, what we need to find is the value of m. So we don't want 2 here. So it's going to shift from LHS to RHS. So, m equals 9 minus 2. Okay, but we are talking about subtraction, is it not? So, m minus 2, let us take m minus 2 equals 9. So, 2 is subtracted here, children. So, when it shifts sides, what happens is m equals 9, I told you, will not move. 9 will be in its original place only. Minus 2, which is coming from the left hand side, becomes plus 2. So m equals 11. You can check 11 minus 2 equals 9. So that is the condition. Next one. Now, what is the next case? If a number is multiplied, when it shifts side, it gets divided. Simple. Now 4, let us say 4n. Let us say 4n equals 16. Here we discussed previously 4n means 4 into n. Children, you all agree? So if it is elimination method, you will divide by 4, divide by 4. Divide here by 4, that is, here you will divide by 4, here you will divide by 4. Remember balance. But in transposing, the method is even simple. How? We are just shifting 4 to RHS. 4 will go to RHS, but because it is multiplied here, on the right hand side, it gets divided. So, your 4 is now divided. N equals 16 by 4. 4 ones, 4 fours. So, n equals 4. You can check 4 into, instead of n, I'll write 4. 4 4 16. So, what happened? The number was multiplied with the variable, but when it moved to the RHS, it got divided. It went to the denominator. I hope you understood, children. Here it was in the numerator multiplied. It goes to the denominator and gets divided. But remember, 16 will not move. Please bear that in mind. The next one. If the number is divided on the left hand side, it gets multiplied on the right hand side. If it is changing from LHS to RHS or RHS to LHS, The rule is same. So the number is divided, it gets multiplied. Okay, now let's see how it is. Now let us take an example. X divided by minus 9 equals 3. Now I want this x independent because we are trying to find the value of x. So since it is divided, it goes to RHS and gets multiplied. So x equals, now x equals 3. 3 doesn't move, I told you, into minus 9. 3 into minus 9. So x equals minus 27. Please remember, it was divided here. It got multiplied when it shifted its side. Please bear that in mind, children. Now you can check minus 27. Minus 27 divided by minus 9 is plus 3. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, next. Examples. Now m plus 8 equals 19. Transpose 8 from LHS to RHS. Please recall the method, children. What did I tell you? We need m as independent m. So what is attached there? Plus 8 is attached. So plus 8 will move from LHS to RHS. It will shift from LHS to RHS. 19 will not shift at all. So what happens is, you will get it as m equals 19 minus 8. Why did 8 become minus 8? Because it changed its side. It went from LHS to RHS. So plus 8 becomes minus 8. Remember, it was added on the left hand side. It gets subtracted on the right hand side. Please bear that in mind. Okay. Now, you can see this. Now m equals 19 minus 8. So m equals 11. Look at this example. Minus 5. First what we'll do is shift minus 5 to RHS. So it will become 12p equals 25 plus 5. You all agree? Minus 5 becomes plus 5 on the right hand side. And then after shifting minus 5, you will have 12p. Now shift 12 and make p independent. So 12 will go to the denominator on the right hand side. Okay, let us see. So here you can see m equals 19 minus 8 because 8 shifted to RHS and became negative 8. Here you can see minus 5 shifted to RHS and became plus 5. So 12p becomes 30. So here m becomes 11 and here 12p equals 30, but we want p, not 12p, is it not? Then our p becomes 30 divided by 12. That is, you can simplify this as 6 2s, 6 5s. Okay. So here you can check 11 plus 8 is 19. Here now transpose 12. Children, remember 12 is transposed from LHS to RHS denominator. I have specified here so that you will know that since it's multiplied here, when it shifts to RHS, it gets divided. Okay. So p equals 30 by 12 or p equals 5 by 2. Even if you leave it as 30 by 12, no problem. But generally what we do is fraction is always written in simple form. Is it not? It's in its lowest form. Okay. So p is 5 by 2 or 2.5. Okay. Next. 5 into x minus 6 equals 25. So we are following transposing elements method. Is it not? So what we do is first shift this 5 to RHS. But 5, since 5 is multiplied, 5 of x minus 6 is 5 into x minus 6 children. So first let us get rid of this 5. Let us push it to RHS but denominator. Then we'll have only x minus 6. So x minus 6 equals 25 by 5. Is it not? So then we cancel 5 ones, 5 5s. Then x minus 6 equals 5. But still x is not independent, is it not? So now we'll shift minus 6 to RHS. So x equals 5. What happens to minus 6? It becomes plus 6. So x equals 11. Okay? That is this problem in this, that is 9 minus m equals 10. You can either shift minus m and make it positive. Generally we keep variables as positive. So otherwise you can shift 9 to RHS. So what happens is minus m, because m is minus here. So minus m equals 10 minus 9. How did 9 become minus? If there is no sign here, it's understood as plus sign. So minus m equals 10 minus 9. So minus m equals 1, positive 1. But like I said, always make this variable positive. So you can multiply by negative sign on both sides. M, if minus m equals 1, m equals minus 1. I hope you understood. Minus m equals 1 or m equals minus 1, both are one and the same. Okay, but we generally keep this variable positive and make the value, if necessary, negative. In this case, it's necessary because minus m equals 1, so m will become minus 1. Now, this is how we have solved. You can see. What have we done here? 5 1s, 5 5s. X is 11 in this case, and in this case m is minus m is 1 or m is negative 1. Okay. Some more examples with fractions now. Now children, in this case, again recall transposing method. What are you going to shift to RHS first? Clearly you're going to shift negative 1. Okay, so 2p equals 23 plus 1. Do you all agree it's 23 plus 1? Because minus sign, when it shifts, becomes positive 1. Because 1 is subtracted here. On this side, it gets added on the right side. So now what happens? You have 2p equals 24. 2p equals 24, but we want only p, not 2p. So what do I do with this 2? Do we simply cancel it? Do we? No, is it not? So what we do is, earlier elimination method you would divide. Now simply we are shifting it and making our job easy, is it not? So I'm going to shift 2 to RHS but denominator. Remember children, here it's in the numerator multiplied. 2p means, remember, 2 into p. I'm repeatedly telling you this so that it'll register. So 2p is 2 into p. 2 into p is 24. But p is 24 divided by 2. 2 ones, 2 12s. So 12 is the value of the variable p. Okay. Now, in this example, 6 is in the denominator. It's divided, is it not? So we shift it to RHS. How do we shift? Just think of the opposite. Division. Here it becomes multiplication. So 6 moves to RHS and gets multiplied. So what happens is 20t equals minus 10 into 6. Into 6. From where did you get this 6? It was in the denominator on the left hand side. It has moved to RHS and got multiplied. Opposite. Everything becomes opposite operation on the right hand side. So 20t is minus 60. I hope that's clear to you. So now we want not 20t, we want only t. So what happens to 20? Do we erase that or cancel it? No, we shift it to RHS. Where? Denominator. So minus 60 divided by 20. So cancel 21s, 20 minus 3's. Don't forget this negative sign. So t is negative 3, children. I hope that's clear. Now let's see. Okay, so how did this p become 12? 2 1s, 2 12s. So p is 12. Here you can cancel any which way. Here what we have done is, you can do 10 into minus 1, 10 into 2, again 2 1s, 2 3s. So t equals minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. Minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. Okay. So t equals minus 3. Now look at this example. You have m divided by 4 equals 10. That is your equation. But we want m independent. Remember, what do we do with this 4? What do we do with this 4? We shift it to RHS. Remember children, this is LHS, left hand side of the equation. RHS, right hand side of the equation. Now 4, which is on the left hand side, goes to RHS. Suppose, you may be wondering why always from LHS to RHS. Fine. 10 equals, let us take the equation as 10 equals m divided by 4. Again, we can shift this 4 from RHS to LHS. Okay, in that case, 4, what is there already? 10. 10 into 4 becomes 40. So 10 into 4 equals m. 40 equals m, or m equals 40. Please remember children, if A equals B, B is equal to A. What have I done? Simply I have reversed them. Clear? So let's see how we have solved this. M equals 40. So shift 4 from LHS to RHS and you get the answer as m equals 40. Now here minus 9a equals 81. So minus 9 is shifted to RHS denominator. So a becomes, remember children, 81 by minus 9. This 9 which is multiplied here is negative. When it shifts to RHS, still it is negative because it is divided. When multiplication and division, when they shift signs, the sign will not change at all. Please remember that. Minus 9 shifted to denominator, but it came with its sign. It can leave its sign with A and later on change also. But to make it easy, you bring that minus 9 to denominator as it is. Okay, your answer will be 9 nines 81, is it not? But with a negative sign. Clear? I hope this is clear to you all. Next one. In exercise 4.3, we have these problems. Let's see how to solve them. I am using transposing elements, children. Now first I am going to shift 2. How? X plus 4 equals 12 divided by 2. Why? Because here it is 2 into 2 of x plus 4 is same as 2 into x plus 4, children. So what have I done? I got rid of 2 by shifting it to RHS. Now RHS, it's now in the denominator. Cancel 2 ones, 2 6 times. So children, this sign is implies. We use this sign implies because already there is one equal sign here. Okay, so again, now x plus 4. What do we have on the right hand side? We have only 6 now. Okay, now what are we going to do? Shift plus 4 from LHS to RHS. Okay, but since it's added here, it will get subtracted on the right hand side. So x equals 6 minus 4. Therefore x equals 2. Children, I hope you understood. I am repeatedly telling you that you need to get your variable independent. So whatever is attached with the variable, shift the side and make x or variable independent. Okay, so what did I do? First I shifted 2 to RHS denominator. Then I shifted 4 to RHS and the value of x is 2. Final answer is 2. In this case, 3 into n minus 5. Okay, so 3 into n minus 5. I am shifting 3 first. Okay, so n minus 5 is left on the LHS. So 21 by 3. 21 by 3. How did 3 come to denominator? You know the rule. It's multiplied here. So here it's in the denominator. So now 3 ones, 3 sevens. 3 ones and 3 sevens. N minus 5 equals 7. Okay. Now n is still not independent. So shift this minus 5. If you want, you can write these sentences, children, for your reference. Shift minus 5 from LHS to RHS. So now what do we have? We have n. N equals 7. 7 is already there, remember. Now what happened to our minus 5? It got added here. It was negative on the left hand side. It became positive on the right hand side. So n equals 12. That is the value of the variable. Now look at this equation, children. 0 equals 16 plus 4 into m minus 6. So what we can do is, simply you can solve it as it is and shift all the elements to LHS, or reverse this equation and write it as 16 plus 4 into m minus 6 equals 0. What have I done? I have simply reversed. Instead of writing m equals 0 equals m, I have written m equals 0. That's all. I have not changed anything. Now it's simple. First shift 16 to RHS. So you will have 4 into m minus 6 equals, what is on the RHS? 0 is there. So 0 divided by 16. 0 is divided by 16. So the answer is 0. So 4 into m minus, oh sorry children, here it is 4 into m minus 6, 4 into m minus 6 equals 0 minus 16. Okay, now 4 into m minus 6 is here, 0 minus 16 is minus 16. Now 4 shifts from LHS to RHS, m minus 6 is minus 16. Where does 4 go? It was multiplied here, it will get divided here. So 4 ones, 4 minus 4, remember that negative sign. Now I am going to shift minus 6 to RHS. M equals minus 4 plus 6. So m equals 2. Children, repeatedly listen to the video because these problems you may not understand immediately, but if you keep on recalling the rules or conditions, you can easily solve the problems. Okay, now in this problem, 2 minus x equals 8. So you can simply shift minus x also. I'll show you that method also. So shift minus x to RHS, but at the same time shift 8 to LHS. Minus x to RHS, 8 to LHS simultaneously. So what happens is 2, 8 becomes minus 8 and minus x becomes plus x, children. So 2 minus 8, recall your integers. It is minus 6 equals x, or x equals minus 6. Minus 6 equals x is same as x equals minus 6, reversed. Okay, the other method is shift 2 to RHS, so minus x remains 8 minus 2. So minus x equals plus 6. 8 minus 2 is 6. But what did I tell you? Divide or multiply both sides by negative sign. Remember balance, whatever you do on the left hand side, do it on the right hand side. So what I am going to do is, I am going to divide both sides by negative sign. So you all remember, if I divide by minus 1 here and by minus 1 here, what happens? This becomes positive. X equals minus 6. Both the answers are same. What did I do? Here I have shifted the variable. What did I tell you in the condition? You can shift the number or the expression, variable to different side. There's no rule that always you have to shift only the number. Okay children, the next one. You have the equation like this. 16 equals 4 plus 3 into t plus 2. Now let us shift it. If you want, you can do as it is, or to make it easy, reverse the equation. 4 plus 3 into t plus 2 equals 16. Now solve the equation just like we did in the third problem. I hope you can solve this. So 3 plus 3 into t plus 2 equals 16 minus 4. Okay, so 3 into t plus 2 equals, what is 16 minus 4? It is 12. Now I'm going to shift 3 to RHS denominator. So t plus 2 equals 12 divided by 3. So cancel 3 ones, 3 fours. Now what do we have? T plus 2 equals 4. Shift 2 to RHS. Okay. So t equals 4 minus 2. Final answer, t equals 2 is your answer. So I leave this problem, children. You can solve it on your own. It's very simple. Okay. From solution to equation. What we mean is, so far you solved the equation and found the solution. Is it not? By solving equation, you found the value of the variable. Now, solution is given to you. How to build up so many equations, let us see. So, for an equation, there can be only one solution. But for one solution, you can build up many equations. Let us see what the rule is. So here, the solution of the equation is given. Any number of equations can be constructed with the given solution. Okay, steps. Write the equation. Add, subtract, multiply or divide the same number on both sides of the equation. Here, write the solution. Okay. The first step is to write whatever is the solution given to you. Then, construct many equations by following the same operations on both the sides of the equation. Okay. Example. See, m equals 6 is your solution, children. So, by adding, let us say by adding or multiplying, if I add m plus 2 equals 6 plus 2, what have I done? Added 2 on both sides. Now, a new equation is m plus 2 equals 8. So, what has happened? I got one equation. Likewise, I can get many equations. So, let us see. Multiply both sides by 2. So, 2m, 2 into m, 2m equals 6 into 2, 12. That is equation 1. Next, so I got one equation. To this, I can add both sides some number and get one more equation. Add 5 on both sides of the equation. What have we done? 2m plus 5, 12 plus 5, 17. This is equation 2. You understood what we have done? From one solution, we can keep on making as many equations as possible. Now, see. Divide both sides by minus 3. Both sides. Remember, whatever you do on the left hand side, same thing on the right hand side. Both sides. Now, 2m plus 5 is divided by minus 3 and 17 is divided by minus 3. That will give you equation 3. So, children, you had one solution, but you got 3 equations. Is it not fun? If you understand, mathematics is really fun, children. Okay, next. Solve the following equations. Now, again, for solving, I have given you some equations here. Here in this solution, we have fractions. So, how to solve fractions? I'll show you one or two. You can do the rest. So, here in this, first shift the fraction to RHS. You have 2y equals 37 by 2 minus 5 by 2. Children, I hope you are able to understand this. So, here 2y remains same. Now 2 is the denominator, is it not? LCM is 2. 37 minus 5. So 2y equals 37 minus 5 is 32 divided by 2. So 2 ones, 2 16s. Now I am going to shift 2 to RHS. So y equals 16 divided by 2. 2 ones, 2 8s. So answer, the solution is y equals 8. I hope all of you understood how we have done. We first shifted the independent number, that is fraction, to RHS. So plus 5 by 2 became minus 5 by 2. It's a fraction, children. Then solved by taking LCM and shifting 2 which was attached to 1. Okay. So I hope you can solve the rest of the problems. Again, here you can see a by 5 equals 2 minus 3. This 3 moves to RHS and becomes negative. So you have a equals, what is 2 minus 3? It is minus 1. Now shift 5 to RHS. It is in the denominator. It goes to the numerator and gets multiplied. Here it's divided. Right hand side it gets multiplied. So a equals minus 1 into 5. So a equals minus 5. Children, I hope it's clear to you all. So similarly, you can solve the third and the remaining problems and also form two equations for the given solutions like how I explained. Please recall the method and try to solve. We'll definitely discuss these answers also in the next video. Okay. Your assignment is in page 91 in your textbook. You have first main where you need to set up equations and solve them. Try to solve them using any of the methods. I've shown you 3 methods. Use any method, elimination method, trial and error method or transposing method, whichever you feel easy, and solve the equation. We'll discuss the answers, of course, in the next class. Okay, children? Thank you. Have a nice day.